Sharon.
Hi Jill, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming back in again. We're going to be talking about yoga, Pilates, fusion today. So we've done videos on yoga, the benefits of, Pilates, the benefits of. So what are the benefits of fusing them both together? Why have you decided to do that?
Okay, because I am I'm trained in both yoga and Pilates, and I actually probably started doing yoga nidra, which I've mentioned, but yoga nidra when I was 17. I danced all my life. Pilates is very much part of the dance world as well. I've found the benefit of both, but one of the reasons that I love fusing it together, in fact some of the exercises are very similar. So for instance, if I'm doing a lunge, a standing lunge in Pilates, which I do, that also becomes a warrior one. So in my Pilates, I actually do, as I was mentioning before, I'll do some standing Pilates, which fused very much into yoga poses. But at the same time, I do them because I like that movement and I like the flow of it. But I also do it is bringing the awareness again of core. Okay, so for instance, I do a thing called a left-right brain balancing, and that is in my Pilates class, but that balance also becomes a yoga pose, and it just works beautifully together. So if I'm doing one particular exercise that turns into a yoga pose, and that's why I've got it fusing together. I think a lot of people aren't even aware that much that I'm actually fusing yoga and Pilates together, except for people who've done yoga. They'll notice that's what it is. But then I get a group of people who've not done yoga or Pilates, and they really like the fact that there's this movement again back to flow and then down on the floor. So that's how I do it. So I've got the flow movement starting, then I'm down on the floor and I do the Pilates exercises. But there is a big crossover. I don't know if you knew this, but Joseph Pilates actually was a yoga teacher. So yoga has been around for centuries. It's not, as we know, it's not a new thing, but the Western world has made it as it is today. But Joseph Pilates actually did do yoga, and how Pilates, how it began? Do you have any idea? He was interned.
In jail.
He was in the war, right. in the war, in the First World War. He was in jail, and his particular he's actually born in Austria, but he was in jail in Germany, and or prison camp actually, and his particular group, however they're interned with these people, are the only lot who did not get sick in the entire prison camp, because he believed that exercise, which is pretty amazing too, it's true, exercise and physical movement and breath will prevent illnesses, which is what we're doing, all this stuff, it's all about this holistic healing. So he was well aware of holistic healing way back, and Joseph Pilates. And so how he began with his Pilates, and he used the springs on the bed to create the first reformer, the reformer machine at all, Pilates reformer, which I also use. And he did that, and he worked with people to help them strengthen themselves. And he was actually sick as a child, so he strengthened himself as well, his body. He had rickets, I think it was. Don't quote me on that one. I would need to get out one of my books and just quantify that. But anyway, he was sick and healed himself through exercise. So that's how Pilates actually started. But because he also understood yoga very well, he also understood body movement, and so he probably was doing yoga Pilates fusion. When I think about it, that's probably what he was doing. But he called it controlology. So controlology, which was controlling movement of the body and opposing muscles to strengthen the body. That's how it started. And then when he went to America, he met his wife. He moved into a warehouse in New York, and it happened to be next door to the New York City Ballet. So it's the New York City Ballet that really popularized Pilates. And some of the original people he trained back then, now old people, but they are like, the gurus of Pilates, if you can call it on a yoga term of gurus, of Pilates. And all that was then it didn't become in the mainstream until probably, I think we're talking late 80s into the 90s that it started to hit, the general population. What was the question?
You're hilarious. So
why fusing it?
Yes.
Actually, why fusing it?
But that was really good to know.
Yeah. So I actually find, for me, who is both yoga and Pilates as well, the fusion for me just came naturally. So I really like the fact that I can actually do some flowing yoga through breath, and then fusing it into Pilates on the floor and doing all the things like the single leg lifts and the double leg lifts and the rolling like a ball and all of those exercises, which I absolutely love. I love it. In fact, I love it. I just think it's incredible. Is this strength that you get through your centre. And what I love more than anything is seeing that I have people who come to me who actually have done some yoga, who know yoga and understand a certain aspect of it, but have no core strength. And then they get the core strength, and they also find that their yoga's better because of that as well. So, that's a really interesting thing to have found out through watching my clients. Very beneficial for people as they're aging as well. Keeping that nice, working the muscle and the bone. And this is preventing osteoporosis. It's also, it's very strengthening for opening up the body, for keeping you strong and tall and centered and balanced, and being able to walk without falling over as you get older, and all those benefits that people take for granted, that when they're young, that they can just walk and not fall over. But older people do. Pilates will help them. And I believe my fusion helps them even more, because I do the left-right brain balancing and make people stand. And I have one woman, believe it or not, she's incredible, 82 years of age, and she tells me she does this in the shower, which is what I lift right leg, take your right leg out to the side and turn your head to the left. Now, that's not easy, just stand, when I'm talking standing, at 82, and she does it in the shower, she tells me.
I have to try that now.
Yeah. Well, what I do, I put arm in the air, hold the right leg, take the arm out to the side and look at the palm of your hand.
So this is left-right balancing of the brain.
Yes, so you take your right leg to the side, you're standing on your left foot, and you take your right leg, I'm not turning, take your right leg to the side, then take your head to the left. You're working the right side. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've got analytical versus creative. So we've got analytical, creative, so creative, and then left leg, and turning to the right while you take your leg to the left.
Because many people can't even do do that, can they? Because that's doing the same thing.
It is. It's like doing one thing and then tap,
you've got to pat one and rub the other.
Yeah, and then change it over. That's the other thing. Just stuff like this, which I do in all my classes. Doing the other side. See? Yeah. If you do the other side, different. So that's where the balance changes. Oh, see what I just did there?
Yeah.
No.
That's the thing. You've got to really think about it.
Oh, look! But stuff like this, we always go the same way, right? And then undo and then go the other way.
It feels weird.
Feels weird. So I teach stuff like that in my class, and that's with kids as well as older people. And it just is making that little bit of a switch over. So my fusion is yoga and Pilates, but an awareness. I'm very much into body awareness and mind-body balance. And I always...
Well, that's going to access different parts of your brain as well, and get different neurons firing as well.
Yeah, exactly. And on the breath, which is oxygenating the blood and keeping that awareness and keeping the blood flow, hopefully helping dementia and osteoporosis. And what did I say? What was that question again? No, dementia, not osteoporosis, dementia and Alzheimer's. I actually believe that if you continue to do those things and that alternating and doing different sides of your body, you actually will help with that as well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the beautiful yoga nidra to finish. And voila, there's a mind-body balance and a mind-body complete balance. So,
and of course, your sessions are always about fun. I mean, I've been reading, I've been transcribing a lot of your videos recently. You mentioned that, and I think when you're looking at doing any type of exercise, you've got to make it fun, because then you're going to stick to it. Yeah. So whatever exercise that you do, you've got to enjoy it. You've got to embody it.
Well, I have a few different statements. One is lift your heart, send your heart rates. So I like to have a little bit of, for instance, I am doing a yoga class actually for teenage girls with depression at the moment, which I'm running. But I get them to just do some little things like just sticking their fingers, and the expression changes. Just put a bit of music on and flick the fingers. And that's in just a class, which is a yoga Pilates fusion. But I'll do that, and it changes the way people feel. So I try and bring joy. So when I say lift hearts, a little bit of cardio, but also lifting your hearts and lifting your heart rates. Because the moment you do that and lift and open the chest, joy is actually felt rather than closed. That's why sitting in desks all day in these positions is just so not good.
Well, it's the same thing with depression, isn't it? Or, you know, that's a lot of people with depression, you see them looking down and they're closed in, but you get them to open up their posture, it changes altogether.
Yeah, and the moment you put your hands in the air, I always talk about that one, hands in the air like you just don't care. You feel
great. I can tell you're from the 80s.
I know, who was it who used to say that? There was a song, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Put your hands in the air, and then, you know, that stuff. But yes, so, you're going to, anyway, where are we at?
Anyway, I think that's a close now. I don't know if we can go anywhere from that. Peace out.
Yeah.
No. If anyone wants to find you,
that's me again.
Let's be sensible.
Okay, so Jill, my name is Jill Healy-Quintard, Body and Balance. I'm in Manly and Manlyvale, Northern Beaches in Sydney. And I have a studio, and I run in those studios. I actually do a bar class, if anyone knows bar, but working because of my ex-ballet. So bar, cardio, I do yoga, I do Pilates, I do restorative Pilates and yoga nidra. So the restorative is for people who do have injuries that still want to continue, and I work on balancing their bodies. And I do a pretty mad class called A45 Plus, which I do on Friday mornings in Manly, which is put the music on, feel it, dance, lift your hearts and your heart rates, and just have lots of fun, and then yoga Pilates and yoga nidra. That's my thing. 0412 422 868.
Thanks for coming in.
Right.